Good morning, viewers. Welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel. And today I just wanted to discuss about there was a video I wanted to make a while ago, but I just haven't uh, gotten down to it. Last year, I think it was last year in July, August time, I was just I, I, I was looking at some older cars from the 80s and 90s, and unfortunately, I couldn't get the video clips of some of them. But for the one I did, there was the one vehicle I was looking at. It was a 1990 Oldsmobile a Cutlass Ciera. This one had the 3.3 liter V6 engine in it. It was the GM's 3300 series engine. It wasn't very popular. The engine itself was not very popular because it was only in some vehicles, I think from 1988 or 1989 all the way up to 1993 or 1994, and then they stopped production for that engine. The 3300 series is pretty much almost like the 3800 series, the very first 3800 series, but it was a miniature version of the 3800. So it was a shorter bore and stroke for the pistons and stuff, but everything else was pretty much the same. It was just a smaller engine, and that's pretty much it. I believe it was introduced in 1989 all the way up to 1993. I'm just having a look at my phone here, uh, just trying to see and what it said. This one was the LG7 engine. It says it was effectively a lower deck version of the 3800 with a smaller bore and stroke, and it has the technical specs: 3.7 inches by 3.16 inches, 94 millimeters to by 80.3 millimeters for 3340 cc, 3.3 liter. So that's 203.8 cubic inches. You'll call it 203 or 204. And it said, like the 3800, it used a cast iron block and heads, push rods, and hydraulic lifters. So, anyways, I think it was last year. I was feeling a little nostalgic, so I went to look at some used cars. I actually was planning to buy one of these vehicles, but I ended up not buying anything because plans and priorities changed, and I didn't really have the room to put the vehicles. So uh, there was the one that I was looking at. It was in pretty decent condition. It's just that I didn't really have the money at that time, so uh, I just ended up not buying it. Although I did road test the vehicle, it's pretty nice. Um, these cars, they may be boring to a majority of people, but these vehicles, they really remind me of the old times, and it reminds me of my dad's times at the time, because he only used to own only Chevrolet or Pontiac vehicles at the time, and that's pretty much for the most part all we had at the time, before all of the other car manufacturers came out and started making more vehicles, and the popularity of other vehicle manufacturers at after that. So yeah, I drove the vehicle. I had a look at it. I couldn't get it inspected. The seller was a younger guy. Uh, this was somewhere in Toronto area on Finch, and the seller was okay in the beginning, but then he started to, like, to belittle me and stuff. He was just being a jerk at the end. I wasn't trying to waste his time or anything, just I was actually pretty serious, but at the end I just ended up not purchasing the vehicle. Uh, yeah, I told him a little bit of myself, that like I was a mechanic and stuff, and do like mobile work. And so he was just at the end, he was starting to make fun of me, saying that, oh, you don't have a hoist, you don't have this, blah blah blah. Oh, how are you gonna work on the customers' cars? Blah blah blah. Just people act like a bunch of assholes. That's all. And they people, they make fun of me because I don't have a shop, I don't have a hoist, blah blah blah. This and so what? I can still fix the vehicle. It doesn't matter, right? And I've always, a little bit off topic. I've always had people tell me that that people are not comfortable going to mobile mechanics because they don't have a facility, and the way they jack the vehicle up, blah blah blah. I just try to educate people and tell them it's no different than putting it on the hoist. It's the same thing. The hoist is just convenience, and people don't have that. They don't have that education, that mindset to understand that that whether that you're going to a dealership or to a shop or to a mobile mechanic guy or a repairman or whatever, it doesn't really matter on where your vehicle is serviced, as long that it can be serviced safely and properly without damaging the vehicle. So I don't really understand what's up with people, because some people, they look down upon uh, people who are working outside on their driveways and garages, and thinking that these people are not professionals, thinking that this guy is I don't know, do it yourself or whatever. And so that they have that mindset, that they believe that they cannot be trusted or something. Oh, I'll just take it to the shop because that's better, or something like that. You can't think like that. It does not matter on where you take your vehicle, as long as the car is serviced properly. That's it. That's all that matters. I've had several people in my past, possibly some customers, not real customers. They just complain about, I should have took it to the dealership. Oh, I'll just take it to the dealership. They have a hoist, they have this, they have that, blah blah blah. They have a waiting room, this and that. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, I'm not defending anybody. It's just that it pisses me off sometimes. Just the people with the amount of ignorance and lack of education about this topic. So anyhow, I have some clips in this video. I'm going to show it to you soon. Just like a walk around on of the vehicle, the Oldsmobile. And so I liked this car. I liked how it drove and stuff. But this vehicle only had 185,000 kilometers on it. It didn't have that much mileage for the age of this vehicle. And the headliner was sagging down completely. It would be like, see the headliner here, it would be like right here, touching me on the head. And so It just had a few like minor things. The interior was pretty much in good shape. There was a little bit of rust in the fuel door area and stuff, but everything else was mostly in good shape. For some reason, the seller was reluctant. Like he wouldn't even let me get the car inspected. I told him to let me get it inspected, and he's like, oh no, this and that. I told him I'll just take it somewhere close by, because it was like inside an auto mall area with a bunch of mechanic shops and body shops and tire shops and things like that. And the guy was just, he kept on being a jerk, just kept on saying a bunch of stuff. Oh, that you don't have a hoist, blah blah blah, you work on this, you work on that. And then he was making fun of my car and stuff, saying that, oh, this car is 1990, that's 2010. He thought it was a 2013 or 2013 or whatever. And he was saying, oh, this is 1990, this is 2010. The guy is trying to say that the Oldsmobile is better than my 2010 Corolla. I'm like, get the heck out of here. Comparing apples to oranges, like 30-year-old vehicle, right? A 33-year-old vehicle at the time, now 34. You can't compare a vehicle from 1990 to the vehicles now. It's completely different, right? But can't say this car is better, that car is better. It just doesn't make any sense, right? This car is probably a lot more reliable than that Oldsmobile, because back then the metal construction of the body on vehicles were not all that great at the time, so they were prone to rusting easily, and they didn't have like the tricolor for the paint and stuff. The older cars had only like I guess a dual or two-tone paint style. They didn't have the style of paint that we have today, compared to the 80s and 90s and before that. And that came after some time. And so you can't really compare the old cars to the new cars. It's just you just come it's not the same. They're completely different cars.
Even the sticker is original.
So yeah, that guy was like, oh, your car is 2010. This is 1990. Guy just being ridiculous, right? I think he was upset because I wasn't going to buy the car from him. I think he wanted to make a quick buck and to get rid of it. He told me he did some work to it, but I really don't know. It was a nice vehicle, but really, if, if a seller is gonna be that much of a jerk, it just really is not worth dealing with them in business overall. But he came across as a nice guy in the beginning, but shortly after being a little bit, being hasty, just I don't know, just anyways. I think that's going to be it for this one. I'll stop talking now, and that's it. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this one, please don't forget to give it a like and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And please don't forget to hit that bell notification if you haven't done so. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day and take care.